friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with an all wax melting trash talk. As I showed you guys in my most recent Bath & Body Works trash talk, which if you haven't seen that, I'll link it up here for you to check out. I started this whole stay-at-home phase of my life by burning through my Bath & Body Works candles, and I went through them real fast. And then I decided when I was down to my final three, my three most precious, my precious candles, that I was like, why don't I use this time to dig back into my wax? Because I will admit to you guys, after I filmed my wax melt collection, I felt this weight of like, Victoria, you have a ton of wax that's just sitting there. Like, when are you ever going to get to it? And I'll be the first to admit, I do love the ambiance of a candle, but I will also say that while I've basically been only melting for the last 5, maybe 6 weeks, I've really come to appreciate the look of my wax melters. Like, they do give off a nice ambience. So I don't know why I'm such a sucker for candles all the time, but what I have for you guys here are all of the wax products that I have gone through. So without further ado, I'll sort of talk you through my strategy of how I went about going through these and my general experience. All right, we have 3 that I am just decluttering. The first is Candles by Victoria Pear and Caramel. Oh, well, I don't like this scent. I'm surprised because I swear I had another one of these, but it was caramel pear. I don't know if it made that big of a difference, but I remember melting that, but this, don't like the scent of it. It's gotta go. The other one that I'm getting rid of is from Sensationals. It's iced lemon sugar cookies. This one, I've done two of this, and oh my God, I can't. This does not smell like bakery. This just smells like lemon cleaning products, and I'm not about it. And the thing that's like the icing on the cake is that this is some of the most powerful and long-term Sensationals wax. Like, this just goes on forever, and I can't stand it. I have kept it for years, and when I pulled it back out to like get some more wax and I smelled it, I had this visceral reaction, and I was like, nope, it's not worth it. This was $2 wax. You can let it go. You're not gonna suffer. And then the last wax that I have is from Super Tarts. It's the Lost Boys. It's pomegranate, fresh apple cider, and toasted marshmallows. This I'm decluttering because it's too old. So as I mentioned in my wax collection video, I first got hooked onto vendor wax through destashes. The blessing and curse of that is that on the one hand, I was getting wax instantaneous, where a lot of times with third-party vendors, there's a prolonged wait period before you get wax. So if you're somebody who doesn't have a surplus, that's a real bummer. You don't want to have to wait. But the big con is that you don't ever truly know how old something is unless the vendor has put a date somewhere on it. Now, with Super Tarts, I will tell you that I've had experiences where the packaging has looked like this soft and worn down, and the wax, even though it doesn't smell like anything on cold, still has a great throw. But when I put 1 cube of this, because I do 1 cube of Super Tarts at a time, all I got was this sort of icky wax smell. There was no scent, anything beyond wax. So that to me proved that this was just too old, and that also was a real kick in my pants to really start to get through some of my wax, because I have wax that's, I think at some points, 3 or 4 years old, and that's not gonna last forever. So it was a real kick in my pants for me to dig through my wax bin and find all my Super Tarts wax, and it didn't matter what season it was supposed to be from. I pulled it and made it a priority to melt it if it had any kind of packaging like this. So let's talk about those ones that I did melt. So these are all ones that I got from various destashes. The first one that I have is Ruby Slippers. I've had a bunch of these from destashes. I feel like this is not a very popular scent, or people don't end up liking it once they get it, but this was strawberries and cream, sugar milk, and pound cake. Performance of all of these was really good, despite the one that I had to declutter. The scent of this was fine. I don't think I'm a big like strawberry scented person. It just isn't my jam, and I probably wouldn't purchase this scent, but it performs well. I mean, with Super Tarts, really 1 cube will last you probably 8 hours, and it's a really intense scent throw. So I'm a big fan of their wax. I also have Castle, which is pomegranate, red berry, currants, and fresh mint leaf. The mint isn't like a peppermint, it's much more of like a tea mint. This was fine. Nothing that I was really infatuated with, but happy to have gotten through it. Then there is Elm Street, which I've had before. Again, I don't know how popular this truly is. It's in a lot of D-stashes, but this was pumpkin creme brulee, toasted marshmallow, and sweet cornbread. The cornbread scent to me was most dominant. I do like cornbread. I think it's a delicious thing to eat, and I also like the scent of it, but this is like a very intense bakery scent. So if that's not your jam, I wouldn't pick this up, but I would definitely want another one of these probably in the fall. That's to me a really true, lovely fall bakery scent. And again, it was so strong. I also have 2 chips. It's iced lemonade, sweet lollipops, and fresh mint. I feel like this, I don't know if it's like a Disney line, but this chips line or lemonade line is very popular. It's not my thing. I don't think I really like lemonade. I don't know how much I love like that effervescent like type of you feel the bubbles in your nose type of scent. I don't know. I wasn't really into this. I probably wouldn't buy this one again. We then come to Tart Wars Darth. It's got the Omen. It's kind of fudged out, so I don't. It's got the Omen, and then it's got like a little bit of a squidgy mark, so I don't quite know what that middle word is, but it's the Omen with rosemary mint. This one, yeah, I do like the smell of rosemary. I'm surprised. It might be a little bit surprising to hear that because you guys know I don't like a lot of like herbally type of scents, but yeah, this was nice. This was a good like palate cleanser after doing some like really intense bakery scents. This was a nice sort of like breather and break from that kind of scent. So I probably would snag one of these again. Ooh, then we have 2 that like legitimately caught me off guard. The first is She's a Wildflower. It's Flower Garden, blue sugar, and potting soil. This did not sell me on the D-stash that I purchased this from, and I only had 4 cubes in here, but I'm going to describe this in a really weird way. So when I melted this, I was hit with basically cigarette smell and white diamond perfume, which you're probably thinking that does not sound appealing, but that reminds me of people in my family. Like people in my family who smoke or smoked when I was younger and wore that perfume. Yeah, I really liked it. Like I love the nostalgia of that scent. Again, I know it probably doesn't sound like the most attractive scent to people, but that's immediately what I got, and I'm real into it. So even though I will probably have never purchased this on my own doing, I will definitely be making a purchase of this in the future. Final Super Tarts that I have is Always. It is the Secret Severus Snape Tribute Blend. It's predominantly spa green with a touch of soothing lavender underlined to finish it off. You guys know I'm not a lavender person, but this was like a sweet lavender, like a little bit close to baby wipes, but not fully there. I like this a lot. I would definitely purchase this again. So once I was done with Super Tarts, I then just sort of tried to target wax that I thought was older. So I first, before switching from my fall winter to my like spring summer scents, I dug through the ones that I currently had out and pulled what I felt were ones that were on the older side. And then I finished switching off my seasons. And when I finished doing that, I then dug back through and immediately targeted some of my older spring and summer scents. So that is remaining what you see in my wax products. We'll start with the Better Homes and Gardens. I went with Spiced Woodland Currant. This is obviously a like fall-esque packaging, but when I smelled this, I didn't really get that. Like this is more of like a like berry cologne type of scent, which I guess maybe you consider that a fall scent, but I liked this. Performance of these, I always think are decent, especially for a $2 price point. I go with 2 tarts at a time, and basically what I do is I do 2. Once the scent kind of starts to fade or not get as strong, normally around like the 8-hour mark, I toss in a 3rd cube, and then once that dies off, I dump it out and go again with 2 and then 1. So that's kind of the system that I work with. I'm happy with that. You know, I see people a lot in the Facebook groups that I'm in always asking like, well, how much wax should I put in my melter? And I don't think there's a set answer. I think it's all about your preference. Some people like a more subtle scent throw. Some people want more of it in your face. People like me. So, you know, I think that this works for me. It may not work so much for you and your preferences. I also pulled Red Currant Poinsettia. I believe I got this winter. I like broke my rules because I love poinsettias. And this does not at all smell wintry to me. This smells like something else I've had before from Better Homes and Gardens. I can't put my finger on what it is, but I like this a lot. It really is just like a floral perfume. I'm a fan of it, and I just melted it like with no problems. I would definitely get this one again. I swear it's a repackage, but I don't know their wax well enough to have remembered what it's a repackage of. I've got one from Sensationals. It is apple butter. It says butter makes everything better. They're not wrong. This one, again, it doesn't read to me as a fall scent. It's like a really almost like perfumey type of apple scent. To me, it's not straight apple. I don't think I would know it was apple if you blindfolded me and I was doing a scent of it. But again, just like Better Homes and Gardens, I do a 2-1 system. So I basically get 3 maximum in my wax melter. These perform, again, really well. And if you're somebody who just wants to get into wax and doesn't want to wait, or you've placed an order for a vendor and now you're waiting, just go to your local Walmart, snag a bunch of these. They have, at least at my Walmart, an entire aisle dedicated to wax. It's a lot to choose from. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but this is really instantaneous and good quality. Then I've got one from Mainstays. It's the Cherry Pie Wax Cubes. These are $1, but you don't get very much wax in here. I don't know how much ounce-wise you get, but I use 3 at a time. I find that because the cubes are so small, I don't necessarily get a super intense throw unless I have, more wax in there, but this is very powerful. I can like smell it coming off of the packaging. This is great. This is an exact dupe of the cherry scent that they came out with. I think it was cherry pie. I think that cherry pie scent that they came out with in the spring and in the fall from Bath & Body Works. So if you like that scent, just get this. All right, we've got a bunch from Candles by Victoria. That was the first vendor I ever purchased from, and I purchased like a massive amount, and these are, I think, at least 4 years old, so I wanted to target them and get them used up. They are very hit and miss. I find that some of them perform amazingly, and some of them are absolute duds. The first one that I have is Ray's Hot Chocolate and Marshmallows. This is more of a like chocolatey hot cocoa and cream dupe for Bath & Body Works. I paired this up with those candles that I was burning at the time. It's fine. I think that the scent isn't that hard to come by. A lot of vendors do it. So I think if you're somebody who doesn't want to burn candles, but you like that Bath & Body Works hot cocoa and cream scent, this could be great for you, but I don't necessarily think you have to go to this vendor to get it. I also have a watermelon lemonade. Ooh, this one. This was a really intense, like exact replica of the Bath & Body Works scent. As you guys probably can tell, I was trying to find dupes when I was first getting into wax, but I just feel like scents that I really like from Bath & Body Works, these scent shots, I would need a lot of them to get the same longevity, but this is great. I have since found that I don't love this scent as much, so I'm glad that it didn't, last more than basically a day and a half. So we're talking about 12 hours worth. And basically what I've been doing is I have 2 melters in my living room because my living room is such a big open space. It's like our living room, our kitchen are just all blended together. In each melter is 1/2 of this scent shot. So that collectively gave me 12 really strong hours. So I was happy with that. I also have Summertime by the Pool. I definitely have had more than one of this one before. I like this. I don't know what's in here. I really can't describe it, but it's just a nice, like pleasant, relaxing smell. I had this in my bedroom. It lasted a really long time because I only had 1 melter in here. And so I basically got 16 hours out of this, 8 per half. Got Tokyo Spring, this one. Ooh, yeah. This is basically like Japanese cherry blossoms mixed with soap. It's not at all like Bath & Body Works Japanese cherry blossom. Oh yeah, it's a very soothing scent. Very happy with that one. Got S'more Cupcake. Again, I was just trying to get some chocolate ones used up. This doesn't really smell a whole lot different from the previous chocolate scent that I had, so I don't really know what makes them different. They smell the same on cold. Last Candles by Victoria was Baja Cactus Blossom. Ooh, I love that as a body care scent. I love it as a candle scent, and this did not disappoint. It was super strong. It smells exactly like it. Yeah, I would definitely take more of that. I've got two more scent cups that I used up from different brands. I have the Glitterati Candle Company Mrs. Claus Cookies. This, to me, didn't read as Christmas. Like to me, it just is a cookie. I don't think it's like a Christmas cookie. It just smells like cookie dough, not chocolate chip cookie dough, just cookie dough, like sugar cookie dough. Yeah, I did halves with this as well in my bedroom, and I would say I got about 16 hours with that one as well. Then I've got this. I don't know who this is from. This is from like a random D-stash. It's called Gone with the Wind, and it says it's Sandalwood Coconut Magnolia. This has like a sweetness to it, but it does err a little bit on like medicinal. It's okay. I don't think I'd get it again. Not that I could, because I have no idea which brand this is. And then to finish this never-ending wax trash talk off, we come to my baggies. So I've got a bunch of different brands. Let me take a second to organize them, and then we'll chat. All right, so the most I have is from Dessa's Homespun Scents. Essentially what I did was I was finding with some of the like sampler sets that I had purchased were getting on the older side, and the wax wasn't really holding up very well. I feel like the wax in her scent cups have lasted a really long time. Like I've had some for as long as 3 years and they perform fantastic, but the ones in the baggies less so. I don't blame her. I just think that I need to get my act together and melt some of the wax. So I pulled basically all of the scents from a Advent or winter sampler and then a fall sampler and made it a point to target those. All of them had okay scent performance. Again, I don't blame her because I've had some of these since I think like 2017, and that's just too long. So I melted through Mulled Hot Cider, Fall in the Country, Harvest Moon, Cranberry Sauce, which was much spicier than I thought it was going to be, Country Christmas, and then Pumpkin Pie. None of them really stood out to me as anything super special, like, oh my god, have to have more of it. So I'm just happy I got through. I then went the same route with Rainbow Melts. I think I had an advent calendar from 2018, so I wanted to pull some of those winter scents. I had Holiday Fireside, which was warm fireside embers and Christmas trees, Elf Breakfast, which was Captain Crunch cereal and maple pancakes. That was fun. I liked that one a lot. And then Snowman Tears, which was peppercorn, elderberries, blackberries, and fizzy bubbles. This to me was not what I consider a winter scent, so I was happy to use it at this time of year. I have one from She Loves Cake for my Harry Potter box. It was Hogsmeade, which was giant frosty mugs of frothy, creamy butterbeer. This one was a lot. This was really like super sickly sweet to the point where by the time I was done with the bag, I was done with the scent. Like I was like, and we're good. I definitely want to move away from these bakery, like really sweet types of scents. I know technically I don't have to use them from start to finish, but at this point in my wax collection and just kind of in general, I like to just commit to a scent fully, use it up, and then go to something else. I'm not really somebody who's into a ton of like mix and match and variety and like a little of this on this day and a little of that on the next day. Like, nope, I'm just gonna go straight with that scent, use it all up, and then get something new. I mean, with being home as much as I am, I'm basically changing my wax every couple of days because I'm just at home all the time. So I don't necessarily spend a whole long time on any one scent. I've got a couple from Rose Girls. This one was from 2016. These are both from D-Stashes. I've never actually purchased directly from the Rose Girl site. This was Apple, Clover, and Vanilla Bean Noel. This wax performed as well as all the other waxes that I've talked about, but I wouldn't have considered this very apple-y. Like, I feel like the vanilla is more overpowering. It was fine. Nothing that I was really, really into. Same thing with pumpkin cupcakes. It just read as like a general bakery scent. It wasn't super unique. Performed well, but I wasn't compelled to want more of those. The last three are from the Glitterati Candle Company from the Mystery D-Stash that I won/purchased. So the first one that I have is sugar cookie dough saltwater taffy. So here's what I'm just going to say in general about this wax. In the bags, once I would cut the wax, it would like start to leave residue. Like I would pick it up and like it almost felt like it would be like melting in my hands. I don't know if that's because this is from 2018 and that it's just on the older side, or if that's this wax's MO, but I didn't love that. Like you can also see there's a lot of squidginess in the bag, and that only happened after I cut the wax. I will also say that I cut like the cubes that I had. I think it was in to 6 slices, and they didn't last super long. Again, those of you with more experience, if it's because it was older, just tell me, but I wasn't super thrilled with the longevity of this wax. So again, the first one that I had was sugar cookie dough saltwater taffy. This was fine. I don't think I love taffy scents, like candy scents, I don't think are my favorite, so wouldn't necessarily seek this one out again. Then we have Wet Dreams Lady Victoria. Oh, that was so satisfying when I got that in my mystery box. I don't think that was all intentional. It just worked out. This one, yeah, I don't know the notes of this one at all, but I was real into it. And it wasn't just because my name's in the title. It wasn't for that reason. This just is, again, a very like soothing scent. I've really been finding that there are some scents I just immediately have this like sensory experience where I feel very relaxed when I smell them. I don't know if there are particular scents that are creating that experience or if it just happens to be that blend, but this was lovely. And then the last one that I was probably the most obsessed with was Blue Hawaiian Citrus Herb. Oh, this one. I had this in my bedroom. I loved it. Loved it. So I just wish that I had more longevity because I really did like 2 out of the 3 scents. I'm still working my way through everything except like the big brick. I don't want to touch that just yet. I'm going to let that be until I get through more of my other wax. That is everything. We chatted for a very long time about wax melts. Like I said, it's probably the longest bout I have gone with just straight pure melting wax. I want to try to continue it. I feel like at this rate, there's a really big dent I can make in my whole summer and spring wax collection, which would not be a bad thing. So I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts about all of these products, and I'll talk to you in my next video.